Hello there. So I just replaced or fixed a key on my Korg Triton, and before doing that, I was just watching some YouTube videos, trying to see if anyone had any suggestions or things I should know about. Because I've never taken this one apart before. I've taken other Tritons apart before, and I took apart my Korg Trinity enough times and my DX7 and all that. But I'd never taken this one apart, so I just tried to watch some videos, see if there's anything I should know about. And really, the videos that I saw about people taking these apart were not really that useful to me. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm making the video that I wished I had been able to see yesterday. So hopefully, this video helps some of you all that are about to do this. By the way, the keybed in this is the same exact keybed that's in the Yamaha DX7, the Korg M1, the Korg Trinities, the Korg Tritons. I believe it was made by Yamaha, so my suspicion is many Yamaha keyboards have the same exact keyboard in there. So that might be helpful. So this video, some of it might be helpful for a lot of y'all. So let me tell you a couple things that I wished I had known before I took my Korg Triton apart. Okay, a couple things before I take the back off. First off, before you try to get the keybed out, and you're gonna need to take the whole keybed out to get to replace the key. Make sure you take all your RAM out, because you're gonna have to move the board that RAM is on, and with the RAM in there, you cannot move that board easily, and you're probably gonna mess up the connections in there. So make sure all your RAM is out before you start this. Other thing is that in order to protect the joystick, I just use this piece of wood just to put a little space between the joystick, and I got this keyboard just on the bed, but I just use that so there's a little bit more space clearance for the joystick. So I'm going to take the back off now, and I'll show you a couple more things. Okay, got the back off. Now you got to take all the screws off the bottom to get it off. There's two you don't. It's this one. You'll see this one poking through the bottom, and this one poking through the bottom. You don't need to take those two off. You'll realize those two I'm talking about. But all the other ones you have to take off to get this thing off. Now, here's the back of the keyboard, obviously the keybed. So a couple things. If your key is not making any noise at all, like if you literally have a dead key, my suspicion is most likely is that this little part of the key contact got bent, and it's these little metal spades that are sticking out, the little round part there. Boom, 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 boom. If one of them got bent to where it's not sticking straight out like these are, that would make it where your key doesn't sound. So I would first look at that if you have a key that's not sounding at all. My problem, and by the way, to fix that, you would just take all these screws off, lift this whole piece up a little bit, just bend it back a little bit, put it back gently, put it back together. You're golden. If that's your problem, that's actually the easiest problem to fix. My problem was that my key rattled. I took the key out, got all this stuff out, my problem was that the little metal part that helps give the key some weight was loose, and it was literally rattling around. So I just super glued that sucker back in place, and that did the trick. If the key's broken, and a lot of times if keys break, it's this part of the key. This is just the back part of the key that clips into the base here. But this little lip that comes over more often than not breaks, and that's why you have a broken key, in which case you need to buy a new key and just replace it. Now, in order to get this thing out, you have to move a whole bunch of stuff. On the Korg Triton Extreme, you're gonna have to move you're gonna have to loosen this whole thing here, which means you have to loosen up all these screws back here. And there's a couple screws underneath this moss board that you gotta loosen up too. And then you can pull it out of the way. I also unhooked these and this. You have to do that to get the key, ultimately to get the keys out, the whole keyboard out anyway. And you do have to take the keyboard out to replace keys or anything, because this white strip right here makes it where you have to be able to take this white strip off in order to get the keys out. And I don't see any way you can do that without taking the whole key bed out. So you're going to have to do that. So which means you're going to have to move all this. This is where those RAM cards are on the other side of this. And that's why you need to take those out first. Hopefully, like I said, your problem is that you're not getting any sound, and it's hopefully this. And that's actually the easiest thing. And that's really, those are some of the things that I wished I had known. So that's about it. I'm going to put this sucker back together. Like I said, oh, maybe I didn't say this. I did this all last night. I got it apart, put it back together. I'm not going to do it again. It is not something I find enjoyable, you know. I think that's the calendar battery, and I got a low calendar battery, so I'm going to have to replace that at some point, but I just don't have one. If you have any other questions about this that didn't get covered in here, throw them up in the comments, and if I know, I'll let you know. I've been taking my stuff apart for decades, really, because I just can't afford to give it to the pro guys to do it. I just do it myself. I've replaced stuff, keys on all kinds of stuff. So anyway, yeah, if this was helpful, do me a favor, do the like and subscribe thing. You know how that works. And thanks a lot. I'll be doing more videos next time I need to fix something.